Hi everyone, again this is Frank Demore with the Last Chronicles of Planet Earth. If you're at my YouTube, you want to go to my website, which is right here. You'll be able to download my book for free and get all the information, the updates. And right now I want to call to attention the call for peace and safety, as Paul warned about in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, where he tells us this. We'll go to verse 3. For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as a travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Now, we know in the last days, Jesus told us that they were going to be hearing, we would be hearing the call for peace and safety, and we exactly are hearing those same words. So let me go to another prophecy here in Zechariah chapter 12. And you notice in verse 3 it says, And in that day I will make who? Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. Not just some, but all people. Then it goes on to say, All that burden themselves with it shall be what? They shall be cut in pieces. And then here again it says, though all the people of the earth will be gathered against it. So, what does that tell us? That tells us that in the last days, Jerusalem was going to be a major problem for all the world. And at the end time, everyone, because it says all of the people of the earth will be gathered against it. So that includes the United States. So if somebody tells you that the United States is always going to be an ally of Israel, better point out what Zechariah 12 says, that all people will be coming against it. Now, as far as the update for the peace talks, we know that the peace talks, according to this article that just came out, and you'll see here that this is on the 27th because obviously Israel is about 10 hours before our time here at the United States. But it says, Palestinian negotiator, Israel must agree to our terms or no peace talks. Now, I want to show you, they're in the peace talks. The peace talks have been broken down for going on towards 2 years now. But the major problem is, let me see, the major problem of it is right here. Palestinians have said they will not return to the talks until Israel stops all settlement activities in the West Bank and, here you go, East Jerusalem. Remember what Zechariah told us about everybody burdening themselves, and those who burden themselves will be cut into pieces. So we know that the Palestinians who are burdening themselves with this are definitely destined to be cut into pieces, exactly as the warning says from the prophet Ezekiel. Then it goes on to say, and recognizes the lines which exist before the 1967 as the borders of the future Palestinian state. So what they're saying is the war that took place in 1967, before that war, the Palestinians owned East Jerusalem. They owned Jerusalem. So they want it back. Otherwise, they're not going to go back to the negotiation tables. And the Lord told us, when you hear the call for peace and safety, what? Sudden destruction. And we know that the outcome of this failed peace process will bring that destruction. Our demands are very clear, and they will not change for any reason. Go on to here. It says, who is also a leading member of the President Mahmoud Abbas's Fatah movement. So we have these leaders telling you, unless Israel complies with these conditions, he said, we will not return to negotiations. There is just no use for them. So my warning to keep your eyes on the watch concerning these peace talks, they will break down. And the Apostle Paul, as he writes, when they're calling for peace and safety, sudden destruction comes. Now, we got the first part of it already. The second part is about to take place when the Palestinians realize the only way to get it, or try to get East Jerusalem, is to attack. And that's what is going to happen in the very near future.